Jesus will be with you as you take each step in this journey. In fact, Jesus will go ahead of you to prepare the way for your ministry.
I think that there is a need for Stephen Ministry in the church because there are a lot of people who are hurting, a lot of people who are journeying through serious times of difficulty like grief or illness or unemployment or other serious matters. And each of them needs a certain type of care.
I can come in an immediate crisis and help someone through that time, but then some other crisis starts, and so I have to move on to whatever that crisis happens to be. A Stephen minister can follow behind me and spend dedicated time helping somebody through a very challenging time in their life in a way that I'm not able to do.
I lost my wife of 40 years. We went through many things together, but I've never experienced anything like this before, and I needed some help.
As a Stephen minister, I have a relationship, one-on-one relationship with what we call a care receiver, someone who is in crisis or has had a crisis of some kind. And it's an ongoing, regular visiting and caring relationship.
Well, having somebody that you weren't well acquainted with walk through this with you, he was the only Jesus I had at the time.
And so it is so important to have somebody else there, to be able to have those regular visits, to be able to listen, just to be able to support people as they go through those hurting times in their lives.
When he called, sometimes I was really busy, but sometimes it was the Holy Spirit that led him to call at that particular time. We'd go out for dinner, but his phone calls and visits to the house were invaluable.
What I'd like people to know most about Stephen Ministry is that it is a tremendous faith journey, and it's a personal journey, I think, for each and every one of us that participates in this program. It's just a wonderful way to grow in your own faith, but as well as sharing your faith with others.
I think being a Stephen minister has enhanced my spiritual life in that I see God working in other ways that I had not before.
Stephen Ministry helps with my ministry because I know that there are qualified, trained people who are naturally compassionate, natural caregivers that can come alongside someone and walk alongside them through whatever difficult time they're going through.
The training was valuable to me because at first I didn't completely understand what a Stephen minister did. And as we learned that it was a caring, listening, presence ministry of being there with someone and for someone, that it became obvious to me that it was something I could do.
We would just like to invite all of you to consider that when you are going through a tough time, that maybe you could receive care from one of our Stephen ministers. Or when you see somebody else going through a tough time, that you could refer them to one of our Stephen ministers. Or perhaps even you would want to be one who would provide care to someone, and that you would want to become one of our Stephen ministers. And if any of those are true for any of you, I encourage you to contact a Stephen minister, a Stephen leader, or even one of us as pastors, and we would be glad to follow up with you.
You will never make a caring visit, listen to a person's story, or say a prayer without Jesus, your companion, your guide, your strength, and your inspiration.